Hi, everyone, and welcome to We Signed Up for This. I'm Sue.
And I'm Matt.
This is something we've been looking to do for quite a while now.
That's an understatement.
And we're finally getting around to it. And basically, we want to review the races that we run. The two of us run a lot of races every year. I think each year we try to outdo one another about what we're doing. Although I probably have more races, you probably have more distance.
Yeah, I think this past year you ran 26 races and I might have ran 24 races.
Oh, when we added them all up. Oh, you did add them all up. I forgot that. Matt's a math teacher, so he likes the numbers. But yes, we do like racing. And after all of our races, we're always talking about them. We're talking about what was so much fun, what maybe wasn't so much fun, what races do we do for the swag only. That's my...
She loves the swag. She'll sign up for a race purely on what the medal looks like.
Agreed. Or the shirt.
Yeah, definitely the shirt.
Yeah, and wait till we review Half Sour, Half Kraut, and we'll see how that shirt turned out. But definitely a cool race.
Definitely.
But so we figure for our first episode, we kept, as races were coming around, we're like, all right, we'll do this for our first episode, and it just keeps coming. But next week or in 2 weeks, one of our favorite races from last year.
It's the Gasparilla Distance Classic. We also like to go on vacations around races. We're probably not the only people that do it. So we went down to Tampa last year, mid-February. It was a nice break from the winter. I wish we were going this year with the winter we're having in New York.
Holy moly,
Yeah. Listen, I'm a treadmill guy. I don't know how people are running outside still. More power to you.
I am not a treadmill girl.
But we're getting the miles in like everybody else. But the Gasparilla Distance Classic, it's a weekend of 2 days of races, 4 races in that whole weekend.
Yeah.
It's a 15K on Saturday, followed by a 5K. Then the next day, you get to do it all over again and do a half marathon and a 8K, and that's the Michelob Ultra Challenge that we did. It was the first time I ever have done back-to-back races, let alone 4 races in 2 days.
You get like 30 minutes in between.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a little bit, too. Someone doesn't have a
Plenty
good
of
sense of time. But it was interesting because it's not like any other race where you can sit there and put a goal and say, all right, I want to run this in this time, because I think I speak for a lot of people. Very few people will have run races back to back, so it's kind of hard to see how you're going to recover, let alone 2 days in a row. So it was just one of the times that I've ever ran a race, didn't have a time incentive. I was just enjoy the experience, enjoy the course, and we did. It was 2 days, 4 races, 30.4 miles, a lot of fun.
Yep, and I never go into races with a time goal, well, most of the times. So it was fun. We did have a great time. Tampa was great. That was the first time we were ever in Tampa.
Yeah.
So I mean, from the challenges and from what we were looking to do, we did sign up for all 4 races. So
now you don't have to sign up for all races, all 4. You can sign up for a combination of different challenges, or if you just want to do an individual race there, highly recommend it also.
Yep, but if you do the challenge, you get a cool jacket. Although I think this year they're changing it, right? It was a hoodie.
A hoodie.
It looks really cool. I'm having so much FOMO right now, and we do have friends that are going to go to Gasparilla this year, and I look to see, but the challenge is already sold out, as is the half marathon. So I'm like, all right, I can't like fly to Florida to do like a 15K. That would be a little silly. But I am having some FOMO on this race. We had such a great time last year.
Why don't you tell them about our hotel, Sue?
So we stayed at the Hotel Tampa Riverwalk, which, just in full disclosure, we went back to Tampa this year in December, and we decided to stay there again. So everything I'm about to say, it ended up being okay. But the host hotel, which is normally the Embassy Suites, which it is back at the Embassy Suites in Tampa this year, it was, I guess, something was misbooked, and that they couldn't have the block of rooms that they normally do. So Hilton and the downtown Tampa Riverwalk became host hotels. So we ended up staying there, and it was right on the river, which was absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous views.
But when we got there very late at night when we flew out from New York to Florida. We got there around like 11:30 at night, and they gave our room away. So our room was not there, even though I had picked it on our app.
And Sue likes to pick the room and really think about it. So she spent about an hour picking which room, as opposed to me, I will just go and pick whatever room. So she picked the room. We go to
Yes,
check
I wanted
in.
good views. I wanted, like, depending on where the stairs were or the elevator is, I have very, very specific criteria.
So we get there and we check in, and we had our room on the app, and the guy goes, "Oh no, the room's gone." Out of all my years of ever staying at a hotel and taking a reservation, that is never. If anyone's a Seinfeld episode guy or person out there, I was thinking they took the reservation, they just couldn't keep the reservation.
That 100% was happening. And we were like tired and cranky because we had just traveled. We had just, gotten there. And again, it was really late at night. So then they're looking at other rooms that we can get. We finally settled on another room and they said, well, we promise we'll move you to the right floor and to the right area that you wanted to be in tomorrow. Just come down in the morning. Fine. So we go upstairs to our room. Great. We started unpacking. I'm like, all right, let me go wash my hands and brush my teeth. And the sink doesn't drain.
Can't make this up.
You can't make this up. So I had to go back downstairs, and now I'm like exceptionally cranky. And I had to go back down there and explain to them that now this sink is not
We need
draining.
another room.
Yep.
So they decide to put us in another room. They give us the keys. We go back upstairs to go into the new room with all of our luggage and everything, and the key doesn't work. So then we got to go back downstairs, tell the person the key doesn't work. Long story short, we ended up in the new room. It worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end.
Yeah, the hotel was great. The location was great.
I will say the employees were probably among the most friendly employees that we've ever had.
It worked out. It was fun.
It was beautiful.
We look back now, it's just a funny story.
I mean, you forgot to mention the part where the elevator stopped working.
I didn't know if we wanted to say that.
So the elevator stopped working. One of them was working, one of them wasn't. We were there for 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And so throughout
kinda
our
knew which
stay,
elevator not
it started,
go
I'd
on.
be like, oh, don't get in that. Or someone would be like, no, don't get in that one. I'm like, we know we don't go in that one. Then they shut that one down halfway through.
And it wasn't, I don't think we were in that high of a floor, but knowing we were going to run, 30 miles in 2 days, we
Right.
didn't
I
want
think
to
we were on the 5th floor. We were supposed to be on the 6th.
So-
That was my original room, was on the 6th.
But I will say also, like we said, this was the first time we were in Tampa, and it was a great city. It's very walkable. So no matter where you stay in Tampa for this race, it's very convenient to get to. They have this free trolley, which was incredible and really convenient.
Yeah.
So
Like a historic
yeah.
trolley. It was great. Yeah, no, it was lovely. And where we were, and we were right on the river walk. So we were able to walk right to the expo. So day one that we got there, we woke up and we went to the expo.
Yeah, and this is, you have to understand, we were coming from New York again, and not as cold as this winter, so we were worried about the weather because we heard in the past that the temperature kind of gets a little hot and humid, and especially if you're training in the winter, your body's not really acclimated to the heat, so we were nervous.
And when I did Run Disney a couple of years ago, I think it was in 2023 or something like that. Yeah. It was so hot that they even debated shortening the half because it got so humid in the morning. So that was my reference of Florida races. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hot.
But we got very lucky the first day. It was on the cooler side.
A little too cold for me.
She thinks it's always cold. But I was able to run in shorts and a t-shirt. And, it was a little chilly at start, but when you started running, it warmed up. The second day, we got a lot nicer weather. So we got very lucky, very low humidity and everything.
100%.
But we walked to the expo, which is at the convention center. The convention center is like the hub for the whole weekend. It had the expo.
Which is really cool.
It had the start and the finish line for all races. We were right there. The baggage check.
And in the
everything.
morning, you can hang out there instead of sitting in the cold. It was really nice. It was room for everybody.
Tons of bathrooms.
Tons of bathrooms, real bathrooms.
Real bathrooms.
It was awesome.
No porta potties.
That was the best part. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I did
But
like
the
sitting in there.
expo was really cool. Had a lot of vendors, a lot of cool things going on.
I like an expo with a lot of vendors.
Yeah, she's an expo girl. But we walked around. There was the test your reflex challenge where you had to hit some buttons. We had a lot
weren't
of
that
fun
great
with that. Nah. But they had the Fitz was there.
Fitz, so that's where I got to meet Fitz. So we are now lifelong friends with Fitz Kohler, and as a fellow breast cancer survivor, we bonded almost instantly. But I will say, and that's the cool part about 4 races in 2 days, you meet someone, and obviously she was the announcer. She's calling everyone in at the end of the race. I got to see her 4 times.
And the beginning of the race.
And the beginning of the race, but like you're running by them. But I'm just saying, like we got to like high five her and see her.
Except for the AK, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
That was all good.
Yeah, it worked out. I got to check over bucket list.
Yes, but so that's where I got to meet Fitz, and I was really excited about that. And then it's really cool because then you get to feel like you know someone. Like at home, we know the race announcers, we know the photographers that are on the course. Like it's such a different feeling when you're traveling and you don't know anyone. We did have one other friend who's on our endurance team that was racing too, so that was really fun. We got to start one of the races with her.
Yeah.
But other than that, we didn't really know anybody else. So it was really cool that we were then having someone give us shout outs or give us high fives because we connected at the expo, which was really cool.
I will say one thing, highly recommend, you mentioned about pictures. Since if you're going to do a challenge, you're doing those 4 races, the photo,
buying your photos.
The package is a really good deal because
I buy my photos all the time.
Yeah, but some of the races you might get like 3 or 4 pictures.
Yeah,
I
seek out photographers.
Yeah, but this one they had ample photographers on the course, and again, if you did 4 races, we got tons and tons of pictures.
Yeah,
and like after by the second and third race, you knew where they were, so you can kind of plan some fun shots if you like it, some jump shots like some people like.
We did. We tried.
But
we
also
tried.
at the expo, I've been running a little bit longer than Sue, and I got one of the people that I loved watching through my years was Meb. If you don't know Meb, he is an Olympian silver medal, and he won the New York City Marathon a few years back. I forget off the top of my head which year, but he was there signing his book, so we got to meet him. I bought one of his books and he signed it, and I read it over the summer. It was just highly recommended. But also, we saw him the first day after the races, and he was there.
Take pictures with him, and he saw you again.
Yeah, he's on the course really giving high fives and stuff like that. So
you got to ring a PR, the PR
bell
because of a technicality.
Because it was my first 15K.
So I counted for his.
PR.
It was not a PR for me, but you're like, oh, that was the first 15K I ever run. I'm like, well, then that means it's a PR.
As a person who's getting, older in my races and not going to be able to PR much in my lifetime anymore. So any chance I get, I'll take it.
Yep. But the expo was cool. I love a good expo. It had a good expo. So for people who like to do that, every single thing that we got there was cool. The bags that they give you are cool.
Yeah.
The swag that you get at your pickup. Because we were doing the challenge, we got 4 race shirts. This was the half. I'm underneath, actually. I have the 8K one on, which is my favorite one. But you got it.
That's a cool one.
I'll show you later. But it was really cool. So you got the 4 shirts, but then because you were doing the challenge, you also got this really cool jacket, and you got a really cool hat.
And after each race, you got a cool towel.
Give me that one.
For each race, you got a cool towel at the end. So you
These are my favorite Orange Theory towels now that they come with me every day to the gym.
Yeah, they're great.
They're so good.
So, also, another shout out for Tampa. I will say the food in Tampa was really, really good. So they had a lot of gluten-free options. It was pretty easy.
Yeah.
So for the people.
And Publix. We got to
Publix.
shop at Publix.
Publix
and
is
listen, they have Publix with a bar inside, which was really cool. I mean, we didn't go to the bar, but it was like really cool to see a full-blown wine bar in the middle of Publix.
And then we found some pizza places and two New Yorkers going down to Florida.
It was really good. It was good.
Outside of New York, it was a pretty good
version.
slice. I'm not going to complain because when we took the family down this past December, we went back to one of the places, and even our kids were saying, "Oh, it's not bad pizza for outside of New York."
For picky New Yorkers and to appease 4 kids, it worked out.
Yeah, it was good. So the first day of the races, we wake up, we walk to the start line. Like I said, that first day was a little on the colder side. We were kind of nervous.
Yeah.
So everyone's in the expo. I will say, another bucket list I've never done. I did a warm-up inside the hallway of the convention center. And I wasn't the only one going back and forth.
Yep.
But then you walk to the start line, a little chilly, the gun goes off, you start running. 15K was an interesting distance.
I like it.
Yeah, it's basically it's a 9.3, so it's like a 10-miler. Good distance. You go out and back across the water. Beautiful views. Some gorgeous homes. crowd support was incredible. The
was
vibe.
good.
You had some fire people out
One of
there.
my favorite parts was that it tells you halfway when you're at the halfway point. I love that because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, good. Now I only just have to I've already done what I can do, and now I can get back.
Very flat.
Very flat.
Very flat.
Yeah.
So you go out and you do
And no,
that.
it wasn't windy. I
No.
think we thought because we were going to be on the water that
Yeah.
it was going to be windy because where we are, obviously it's windy by the water. But it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all.
Weather was perfect. So we read it separately for that first race. I finished.
He didn't want to slow down to be in my face.
But the second races we did. So I finished. I went back to bag check. My big mistake of that first day was I did not fuel in between. I should have made sure.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, because I got a little cranky at the end.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't fuel.
Yeah, I didn't. I should have fueled a little bit
Should have
more.
eaten a donut.
I should have.
Oh,
I
that
was
was
on
the
the
next
race.
day.
No, I was on the race.
That one for the
Yeah.
5K? You ate a donut at the 5K?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
the-
so okay, wait. So that first day, we finished the 15K, and they say you'll have at least a half hour in between races, right? So even for solo runners like me, I'm like, great. We finished the 15K. I'm walking out. I'm taking pictures with the pirate ladies that are at the end. It was like so much fun.
The finish line's really
The
fun.
finish line was really cool. I like eat my banana. I'm looking at the snacks. There wasn't that many gluten-free snacks at the end, but I did eat a banana. Great. I had snacks back at the expo where you could check your bags, which was also money because we could leave everything there. I had it in my head that I wanted to wear a different shirt for every race so that all my photos would be different. That I'd be like, oh, that was the 15K, that was the 5K, that was the 8K, that was the half. I had it in my head, I had to change. So the first day, great. I finished the 15K. I walk
Plenty
in.
of time.
Plenty of time. I meet him at the expo. We get my bag. I change my outfit in the bathroom. Then I'm coming back. I check my bag back. We walk back to the start for the 5K.
We said
I didn't know
about-
you were cranky or hangry. I didn't even
I
know
held
that
it.
until just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the gun goes off at the 5K, and we said, the second race we'll run it together because again, I wasn't worried about time. It was about the experience, and running together is always fun. So we go out in the 5K, and it was a nice distance again. 5K, pretty easy. The fire people were giving out donuts and ate some donuts on the course, helped out with the crankiness. We finished.
Oh, so that was where you
Yeah, that's what it was. We finished. We got our medals. We got our stuff. Walked back to the hotel. Cleaned up a little bit. There was a post-race party at a
Yep.
park right nearby. That's where you got to ring the bell.
It was nice. It was awesome.
We
We have a friend who runs races down here in Long Island, and we were like, "Oh, Corey would love this after party here at
Yeah.
Gasparilla." It was great. It was so much fun.
They
There
had
was bands
music.
playing.
It was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
yeah, and it was nice. It was like really nice out, so it was fun.
The only regret, I wish we would have stayed more, but I know that we were worried about doing too much that day in between the races, seeing how we're going to wake up and how we're going to feel and so forth. So we didn't stay that long, but we went back to another pizza place, got some more pizza.
Yeah, I was gonna say at that point I was a little hungry, and there wasn't that much gluten-free
Yeah.
stuff for me to eat. So we did go back, and we ended up showering and then going back out, hung out in Tampa the rest of the day. It was lovely.
The weather was great again.
The weather was great. Yeah.
Next day, woke up. Now, one thing about Sue, she's not a very morning person. I am. But the second day, because it's a half marathon, it's a little bit earlier of a start. So you get to the expo. And again, this was a little bit warmer. And you start off in dark.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
I
the
forgot
start
about
was...
that. It was nice though.
Yeah, because you start off in the darkness, and the half takes you through some more of a neighborhood.
It was beautiful.
And you saw the sun rising over
was
the
really
water.
cool.
It was really cool, and that was a lot of fun. So the first half, not all darkness, but you start to see the sunrise, and you go over the bridge back to the convention center, and that was the big elevation of the weekend.
Yeah.
And then you kind of go on the same course that you did the first day, out and back, and you go a little further than the 15K with another neighborhood, really cool neighborhood. You
Yeah.
got to see a lot of Tampa.
It was really
And-
pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
These houses were gorgeous.
So we finish.
And little scooters just left all over the place. I don't
If
understand. They don't
anyone's from
park them
Tampa that can
anywhere.
explain to us in the comments what's the deal with the scooters, please do so.
Like, are you supposed to be putting them back somewhere, or are you really just supposed to leave them on the side of the road? Like, sometimes I'm like, there wasn't anything in sight, and on the side of the road by the
Just
inlet,
randomly
it was
up.
just a random scooter.
So I finished waiting at the expo, waiting for Sue, checking my watch, going,
Yeah.
okay, the next race is starting real soon.
No,
Where am I?
listen, and I knew I would have a half hour, and I was like, okay, even if I'm the slowest runner on the course, I would still have a half hour. So, and I wasn't the slowest. I don't even,
No.
it wasn't even that bad. I don't think, I think I was pretty okay. And I finish taking pictures with the pirate ladies again, get my banana. I'm eating my banana. All of a sudden, Matt calls me. He's like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh my God." And I had less than a half hour. I drop the banana and I start sprinting to the bag check. In hindsight, I should have just turned around and went to the start line, but no, I got through that little underpass. There's an underpass where everybody kind of is with food and stuff. And because I had to change my shirt, because I didn't want to wear that same shirt, because I had in my head that I had to wear different shirts. I run back, grab my bag, and I said to the bag guy, I was like, "Give me my bag for a second. I'm just going to grab something from it. Like, you don't even need to go away." I literally changed right in the middle of the bag check room. Like, "Matt, just cover me." And I quickly changed my shirt. We put it on. We go now running, sprinting back to the start
After
line.
running 3 races, mind you.
Right. This is for the 4th race. We're sprinting back to it as we see the whole race
They already started.
running past us starting.
And we had to walk around some gates to get to the back of it. And by the time we got into the start corral, everyone's gone. So I looked at
someone opened the gates for us and goes, "Go in, go in."
So she starts running, and I sit there going, when is the other time I'm ever going to be that last person to start a race? So I soaked it in. Fitz was there announcing, and I just kind of...
He did, and I'm like sprinting because I was like so nervous. I cross, and he's like a minute behind me. Like
I was enjoying it. It was fun. Listen, when else are you going to
It
be
was
out there?
really fun. I feel like that 5K... I
that
really
was an
liked the
8K.
half. Oh, that was the 8K. That was the 8K. Sorry, that was the 8K.
You kept saying that. Why
Which
couldn't the
makes
5K...
no sense to me, but I'm fine.
You kept saying, why couldn't
That
this be
should
the
have
5K?
been right. We should have ended with the 5K. Yes, I was getting a little cranky towards the end. But I will say that one was my favorite race because I think by then you didn't care if we walked
Wow, it was
some.
just-
We were like having fun with the Star Wars characters.
Anything. It was just...
That was a fun one. But the half, I really enjoyed the half too. It was just, as Matt said, it was so beautiful in the morning. I forgot that we started in the dark, but now that he said, of course, we started in the dark. We got to that little island part. I should know more of what that is, but I don't. It was so pretty running around those houses until we got back onto like the main part of Tampa. It was just so cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And
But
then-
then running the last 2 races of the day together was also fun.
Got
Because
some great
sometimes I
pictures.
don't love running with other people because I don't want pressure of having to keep up with them. I'm pretty much a solo runner. Even when I'm home, sometimes depending on what I'm looking to do, I run by myself because I'm like, listen, if I want to walk, I want to walk. If I want to stop, I want to stop. Or if I'm ready to speed up, I want to speed up. And that's sort of how I am with races too. I'm getting a little bit better, but for this one, you were like, we just go your pace, and he knew that he'd be able to keep up at my pace. So those last 2 were cool.
So the medals that we got,
Yeah.
we got
15K in order.
the 15K.
They're so cool. They were very pretty. The Disney ones were like probably my favorite medals that I had ever had. This one I think is probably
Here's for
second
the
to
5K.
that. So pretty.
Yep, and then
tiny.
we have the big one for the half.
Yeah, that one was so cool, and it like moves. That's like, and everything's
If you're into
pirate
medals,
themes. If you're into medals or into pirates, it's like really cool.
Then you got the 8K.
And I love that everything was like glittery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for completing the challenge, you get your own challenge medal. And
Oh yeah, I forgot about this
oh
one.
yeah. And then
And it's
so-
a bottle opener because it was the Michelob.
I didn't realize that.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No. You
Look.
learn something new every day.
It's the bottle. What did you
Yeah, I
think?
see it now. I
It's-
don't know why I didn't see that.
'Cause
But I
it's
just
the
remember after the race.
Michelob Ultra Challenge with
Yeah.
a bottle opener at the top.
So
pretty cool.
after the races, we put our jackets on all 4 medals, and you're walking back, and all you hear is clink, 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 clink.
It was really cool though.
Yeah. So
It was fun.
let's break it down and
Yeah.
So Expo, what would you give it out of a 5?
5. I liked that expo a lot. There was a lot. There was a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to see, a lot of giveaways, a lot of cool new vendors that we hadn't like seen before too. And then especially some of your traditional ones. I got to make a beaded bracelet. We got to see the St. Pete's Run Fest people. We won a mug. We won 2 things. I got that mug. I have the
Okay.
mug upstairs. I
All
use the
right.
mug. I love it. I have a big mug. It was like a travel mug. It was like really cool.
She likes
Oh, and the
mugs.
little cup. You got that tin cup.
Okay. Yes, I remember.
So we got to spin the wheel and we got like two cool
yes.
things. They were like really cool. I actually want to go down to do their race one day.
Yeah.
Theirs just happened. I was like, oh, maybe we should go to like the St. Pete Run Fest. They were like really cool. But that's how we got like, so after like our friend Jackie told me about when I was doing Disney, she's like, oh, you should come down to do Gasparilla one year. It'll be really great. So then, as Matt said, when we saw them at the Chicago Expo, I'm like, wait, I've heard of them. And then when we saw all this like swag that you get, I was like, oh, we have to do this. So that's how I feel about St. Pete. So we'll get to you, St. Pete.
Yeah. Swag, what would you give it?
Out of a 5 or
5.
out of a 10?
Out of 5.
A 5 plus.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go
I would
higher than
I
a
would
5.
think I agree with that. Out of all the races that we've ran, I
Yeah.
think this one we got the most amount of swag.
Yeah.
And
A good jacket,
Yeah.
shirts. I wear these shirts to the gym all the time. I run in them all the time. The hat is a nice hat.
It's a nice
we
running
wear.
hat.
I've wore the hat for races. I wear it to run. The medals.
Yeah.
What do you think? Medals. What would you
medals? 5. Some of the coolest
Definitely
medals
5.
we've had.
do?
And I'm not a
100%.
big medal person. I mean,
Right.
I've been running races since
Since Dinky medals.
literally I ran my first New York City medal is tiny.
Yep.
So-
We should feature that on one of our upcoming
Yeah.
episodes.
Logistics, what would you give this race?
Logistics was a 5 too. I can't find fault in any of this. We could walk to everything. We stayed local. Once you were there, you did not need to rent a car. We went back and forth about renting a car.
No.
I'm so glad we didn't rent a car. You absolutely do not need a car in Tampa. Everything was walkable. We walked to some great restaurants. Again, that little free trolley.
Pearl.
Pearl was like my favorite restaurant. It was so good. They had such good gluten-free stuff.
First time you had
Then
fried
there was that.
pickles.
What was that? Oh, the gluten-free fried pickles. I had never had a gluten-free fried pickle before. It was delicious. What was that little area
By the
that had
water?
the big ice cream and all that? And then it's a swing. It was this cool little outdoor area by the
I
arena.
forget the name of it, but it was really cool.
Yeah, it was really
that
cool.
brings
We
up
walked
vibe.
there.
What would you
Vibe. Vibe is definitely a 5.
Yeah. Overall, what would you think? I would
A 5 out of 5. I
This
mean,
is definitely one of my favorite race experiences
Yeah.
that I've ever had.
there's literally nothing I can knock. The hotel, being stuck in elevators, things like that, sync not working, maybe would have gotten a knock on that. But even with all of that, we chose to go back there in December and stay, and
But
we had a lovely time in
I
December.
will say that they
And-
did right by us.
Yes,
They-
and again, the employees tried to fix it. It wasn't their fault that everything was breaking, but it was fun. And again, we chose to stay there again. That it clearly was not that bad. That would have been the only thing that I think that went wrong. And again, I think it was like when we got there that day, it was nighttime. We were cranky.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's going to be terrible. But no, then everything ended up being fine.
Yeah, definitely. I would give it a 5 out of 5. Highly
Yeah.
recommended. I can't say enough about this whole race
Yeah.
experience. It was a blast.
If like I could somehow get into the challenge this year, I would fly there, do the challenge, and fly home. I know I'm having so much FOMO now. Like our friend is gonna go down there. I think Drew and his wife are doing it.
I
And-
definitely see us doing this one again.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's definitely a repeat.
Yep. And even and again, like we said, like if you don't want to do the whole challenge, or if that 30 miles over the course of 2 days like scares you, just go down. You can do one of them. So like even if like we go and we bring our kids and Sam, Matt's son can run a half marathon. He could do a half marathon. His daughter could do the 5K, or like we can get people involved. You could do one of the 4.
But also,
it's a great
even
race
if
weekend.
It's a good experience to challenge yourself of where you can push yourself, of what you can do over a weekend
Yep.
cumulatively without the pressure of time.
Yeah. And to me, I love that because you got rest in between. I love when you can do that's why I like when I do long runs, I sit down, I'll take 15-minute rest and then I keep going. This was right up my alley. Like I can keep going. I just need some breaks. So I liked having a break in between. And it was pretty cool. We weren't even that exhausted at the end, I feel like.
No, it was good. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
It was definitely good. So we highly suggest it. So our first episode for our first race review, really 4 races, 2 days, 4 races, but 1 challenge, the Gasparilla Distance Challenge. And actually, since I mentioned this other shirt, I feel like I do have to show you this other shirt now. You can talk long.
I didn't know what you were
this
doing
is-
there. Yeah,
Okay,
no, that
no,
actually is
this
one of
is
my
the other
favorite
shirt.
shirts.
It is-
The other shirts are
I love
very
this shirt
similar
too.
to that.
It is really cool.
I do like that baseball varsity look. I think
Yep.
that's what it's
And
called.
it's so comfy.
Yeah.
And it's just a good design. I love Pepper Jack all over. Pepper Jack is the bird.
Yep.
We get to see Pepper Jack everywhere. We get so excited. I saw Pepper Jack on the chorus one of the times and I lost it. Meb was on the chorus high-fiving us. It was really cool.
All right.
Definitely suggestive.
Definitely. So be on the lookout for our second episode. If there's any races that you would like us to review, please throw it in the comment and we will be on the lookout.
Yep.
Thank you.